Hello, so I am excited to try this Candida Cleanse because I have a number of different symptoms that fall under Candida. So I want to explore this option to see, if I can heal some of the symptoms that I am experiencing. I experience mental fog, the inability to remember words at times, just clarity of thought and focus, or attention span. My attention span's pretty short. But my bigger symptoms or issues that I've been experiencing with my health, one is IBS. And I started to experience that back in 2004, I think. Yeah, it was about 2004 that I started to experience IBS. I've had 3 different stages at which those IBS symptoms have changed, and it's only happens. I only experience it when I'm on my cycle, which is very interesting. I guess it has something to do with my hormones changing up. So at first, my IBS would be triggered by caffeine and sugar, and it was only happening when I was on my cycle. And then, what was it, 2006, I guess? My symptoms changed, and what I would experience in IBS was quite a bit different. And the foods that I ate, different foods seemed to trigger an attack. Basically, the majority of foods I was just having trouble with until I came across a book that suggested eating white foods, potatoes, like noodles, bananas, chicken without any, just plain chicken. And so whenever I was on my cycle, those were the only things I would eat, which wasn't a very healthy way to go about it. I think because of all the white bread I was eating and all the just starchy foods, it led to even more problems, even though I wouldn't experience the pain of having an IBS attack at that time. Then, when was it? In October of 2015, again, as usual, I was on my cycle, and I would only eat those particular foods. And I started to experience a new pain that was kind of subtle on my right side, and on my lower back area on the right. Each month after a cycle, the pain would become more severe and would last considerably longer. It went from the first time being a couple of days to the next time being a week, and to the third month being 2 weeks, and the pain was a lot stronger. It felt as though the right side of my body, lower right side of my body, would just seize up internally, and I had this pain below my buttocks, and it was just horrible. And then it just got to the point where the pain didn't go away, and I was in 24-hour pain for several months. And I thought it was just like a new stage of the IBS. So I went and got checked out by a number of different doctors, and what we discovered was a cyst over one of my ovaries, on the right ovary, and it was I think a little over 5 centimeters. I saw a couple of OBGYNs, and they said it could either be a dermoid cyst or endometriosis. And over the course of the year and some change, it seems pretty clear that it's endometriosis. I was battling pain for several months nonstop, where I would get these flare-ups that would last, like the big flare-ups of pain would last for about 6 hours at a time. And I would have those twice a day, but I was always but the worst was for these like 12-hour periods, basically. I considered getting surgery and was actually about to get surgery when I discovered that people were treating their endometriosis with a change in their diet. And that to me was compelling. I wanted to see if I could actually, remedy the endo with just a change in diet. So I completely changed up my diet. I eliminated, so many things. Sugar, but not natural sugars, not fruits. And I still have been taking, and I've still been eating honey. I eliminated caffeine for the most part. I'll drink a little green tea every now and then, but just a little amount. Dairy, all dairy, soy, mostly grains. There's a pretty long list of foods that I eliminated, and that really made a big difference. After 2 weeks of changing my diet, the pain significantly reduced, and it just continued to reduce every month. It was just so much better, from a level 10 pain to a 1 or even less. But the pain never just completely went away. I seemed to, after 4 months, just kind of plateau, where I was just still feeling discomfort pretty much all the time, but it was just so much better than what I was experiencing before. So I was feeling better, but the cysts were continuing to grow. Currently, the cyst on my right side is over 7 centimeters, and because the cysts were still continuing to grow, my doctor recommended hormone therapy, progesterone. As soon as I started taking the progesterone, all the pain just ceased. And I also have one on my left ovary now that's just about the same size. I think it's like 6 something centimeters. Since taking the progesterone, the cysts have ceased to grow. They're still there, they're about the same, but they haven't grown. I think that the diet really helped eliminate inflammation, and the progesterone helped to balance my hormones and so that the cysts aren't growing. That's what I suspect is happening. My doctor would like to perform surgery just because they're so large now, that she's afraid that they can create some other problems if they contort, twist at any time. So with the Candida diet, not eating the fruits that I've been eating quite a bit is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I really enjoy my morning smoothies. The other stuff, I guess it'll be good to incorporate more fats. I tend to eat a lot of avocados and nuts, all sorts of nuts, but I'll just be ramping that up. This year I stopped eating meat, but I may consider introducing that into my diet a little bit just throughout this cleanse. I do have a tendency to not gain weight so easily, have a hard time gaining weight. So we'll see what happens over the next 45 days with that. So I am really looking forward to trying this out. I would love to see by my next doctor's visit, see some reduction in the cysts, but I'm not going to expect that, but that would be fantastic because I would like to avoid surgery if possible.